what influencers or brands would Jesus collaborate with to broaden his reach?
I really believe Jesus would have did a collaboration with Kanye.
Oh, that's who I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, to just get in deep, you know. That's the most but you think about it, that's where it would. That's where he would go, you know. Hi, I'm Josh Owen. As the owner of a video marketing company in New Orleans, I've been on the quest to learn everything I can about marketing. Everyone has a different style, different strategy, and a different experience. Is there a wrong way to do it? A right way to do it? Let's find out together as we make marketing make sense. Welcome everybody to Make Marketing Make Sense. I'm here with the illustrious Pastor Everett, the pastor at Rock of Ages Church, and a community leader here in New Orleans. One and the only. Tell me about yourself. How you doing, Pastor Everett?
Man, I'm doing amazing, man. I'm excited about all that's going on, the revitalization of our city, and most importantly, what we're seeing from a spiritual, moral compass that's going on in the world. So I'm excited about both parallel, narratives that I think is going to be great. And we'll have a lot to talk about, man.
That's right. I love it. I'm excited. I'm getting in. Let's get in there, Now, a bit, I got to start with, Rock of Ages. This is a church. What is it? Who are you and what's this church all about?
Man, I want to say Rock of Ages has turned into a movement.
Whoa,
okay. Let me see if I can just put some context to it, right?
Yeah.
So, 10 years ago, I started pastoring Rock of Ages Baptist Church in the 7th Ward. They only had 3 members. Okay.
Wow.
We were $78,000 in the deficit. Now, let's put this in more depth. And it was placed in the center of a community that has been Catholicized.
Right.
So there is no potential growth as it relates to Christianity.
Right.
Or potential growth as it relates to a Baptist church surviving in such environment. You have right now, presently today, 5 different large Catholic edifices around my one little church.
Right.
To see the growth has been amazing, man. From 3 members to now over 2,100.
Did you say 2,100?
Yeah, 2,100.
What is that? We need a math person. What's the percent of that?
Man,
that's data off the charts.
I don't know if you could multiply that. I don't know what the multiplication is.
I got to get a calculator out and start cracking down on that. That's impressive nonetheless.
And to see going from 3 members to, once again, over 2,100 represented in 10 different states.
Wow.
And to speak to over 55,000 per week is to see where it came from, man. I just be sitting back saying, I'm still looking for the 3.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that keeps me humble. That's the thing that keeps me satisfied. That's the thing that keeps me grateful. When you didn't mind giving it your all to the 3, the 2,100 stuff don't really. Not saying it doesn't matter. Right. It's just extra.
Obviously 3 to 2,100. There's a lot of steps in there.
Yeah.
But talk me through that growth. How did this happen?
I guess I give you this perspective, and there's one of the reasons why I'm so invested in the city of New Orleans, because I came up with a philosophy. Instead of trying to pastor the church, I wanted to pastor the city.
Right.
So instead of just trying to work on just that building, that sheetrock, those bricks, I wanted to say, how about if I affect every area of the city, which contributes to the health of those who will be coming inside the church.
Right.
And I think the mindset it was polar opposite than what many people think. They think if I can empower the few that I have in the church, then they go out and change the world.
Yeah. 100%.
In my philosophy, if I can change the world, then I can empower them to help me build the church.
Now, that's the real truth. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not the opposite.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we get there and we put a lot of focus on the 5. Go out there, do this, boom, 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 boom. They're not even equipped to do that yet. But if I'm equipped to do that, to talk to the governor, and to the mayor, to the councilman, to the lawyers, to the judges, because I have that fortitude and that diversity, then I should be able to do that to make it better for those people, not challenge them to go out out there and be Superman and Superwoman.
Yeah, no, 100%. I feel like that is the biggest fallacy in church. It's like, is this too soon? You know, you're sending them on a crusade, but like, what? They're walking out with their pants down. All, you know, it's like, they don't have they need a weapon. You know, they're not ready.
It's like me going to play for the Saints right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, listen, I don't want to claim to know your life, man. But I'll say this. You know, maybe they train a lot, so so you're training in a different way. You're mental over power.
It's like Sunday coming up, man. They just give me a uniform and say go out there and it's
now me on the other end, I'm running the other way. I'm running out the door, So,
but man, you cannot expect people to perform at its best, at their best, when they have been unequipped for the task. So it's just been my philosophy.
I like that. I think too, one thing that a lot of people talk about as well is, and maybe you can attest to this, is focusing, on the actual individuals, and really like honing in on them, not just trying to sell a product. Like, is that something that you try to personify with the marketing and within your church as well, like to build that growth?
Two things, man. Number one, I think to a large degree, that people really didn't. So there's a portion in the Bible, and I don't want to just talk Bible, we talk marketing. I'm going to tie it into how Jesus marketed.
Love it. Keep that thought.
Time,
I love it.
So Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is what we call the four gospel writers.
Yeah.
Okay? But the entire narrative is about one person. So we call that in seminary theology, the Christology of theology, the Christology. It's those four books talk mainly about him. The church organized worship didn't come into Acts. Okay? That came Acts chapter 3, 4, way back there.
Right.
So between Matthew and Acts, everybody was drawn to one person. He was the product. Everywhere he went, they followed him. Any house he went in, they packed it to the brim.
Yeah.
It wasn't until he left, died, and our belief that now they have worship because now they have experienced the product.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I see.
They experience the product, which leads me to tell anybody dealing with marketing, people fall in love with the personality before they fall in love with the product.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, you got it's like that. It is like the thing, like Jesus, the quintessential figure, being like he is the marketing figure of being. There's people that want you to do it, and then there's people that want to follow by example.
Correct.
And he's the example to follow. And so you bring those followers with you. You're doing the same thing. You are the example for other people to follow, and they followed you.
So when he get ready to leave, he tell the 12 disciples, he said, "Listen, I have taught you. You go teach people what I taught you."
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't teach them what you don't know.
Yeah. That's wild.
You
That's
get
wild.
what I'm saying?
This is crazy because you're really like equating all of these stories to marketing. Like this is marketing in its essence,
If in fact they said Jesus of Nazareth was coming into town, the whole town prepared for his arrival.
Right.
Everybody was saying, bring the sick, bring the lame, bring the deaf, bring the child with the leprosy, bring the other child who having seizures, because they say he's coming.
Yeah.
It was marketing. It was personality driven. To the person who says, let me focus specifically on this person, then you miss the masses, right?
Yeah.
Which is a philosophy that I also pastor with, and that is, here it is, you lead people, you manage policies.
Yeah, I like that. That's awesome.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because whenever you try to manage people, people break out from management. That's too much structure for them. Right. So what I do is, at the church, is not just focus just on one person, because that can be exhausting.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I say stuff like this. My church, they probably think I'm crazy, but I do say stuff like that. I like, everybody's not a Monday conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I say stuff like that for psychological reasons, right? It's like, everybody I can't talk to on the Monday. That's the beginning of my week. That's the beginning of my week of potential and aspirations. And I can't just talk to certain people on Monday because they're going to drain me before I get my week started. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of
you got to have that structure set in place.
You got to have that structure, that system, right? In place. And I tell people, as much as you want to involve yourself in spiritual development, psychological development is just as important, because all of it works hand in hand.
Yeah. Well, and I think, that's a great point too, is when you're building up your image, to get people to follow you. I mean, talk to me about how basically I mean, we're talking about the pastor image, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, for as old as time, there's been a pastor.
Yeah.
But, you know, I feel like nowadays we're looking for something different. We're looking for something new. How have you been, you know, gripping and grappling with this image, the pastor image, for yourself? Have you been trying to change it, keep it the same? What have you been doing?
I intentionally, purposefully dismissify the image of pastoring according to what our city culture has lifted to be higher than it's supposed to be, right? So how can I say this? So I stayed in the state of Maryland, right? And their approach to pastoralship and the followers, the way they treat their pastors, is totally different than how we here in the city of New Orleans do, right? And so I studied and said, wait 1 second. I cannot catch every fish with the same bait.
Right.
Okay? And so I had to strategically say, how do I get them to, number one, fall in love with God first? Let me just point this out, that I believe wholeheartedly that we have a lot of people in church, whether it's in any religion, that have fallen in love with the church before they have fallen in love with God.
Yeah. 100%.
You feel that? Like,
oh, you know, are these church, the right seats?
Yeah,
is that, you know?
Yeah. My church, the AC on, the choir singing. You know, you get into all that. Oh, the preacher preached good. He preached for 20 minutes. He preached for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
The organ player good. So we done fell in love
that's a long laundry list of things.
Yeah. So we done fell in love with the church.
Right.
And when the church do them something bad, they fall out of church.
Yeah.
But they never had a relationship with God.
Yeah. That's wild. You know, you are describing how important it is to know your audience. You know, that's
you have to know them.
Yeah.
And you have to know. So I had to get them to fall in love with God first.
Yeah.
And then I say, wait 1 second. What has destroyed the church culture in New Orleans from the presentation or the image of a pastor, hierarchy?
Yeah.
You know, walk around like 99 bodyguards.
Yeah.
Being chauffeured in and then being chauffeured back out. And nobody can get to them and nobody can touch. So out of all those members that I have, I still have an open door policy. Right? So they could just walk up to my office, knock on my door. Hey, Pastor, how you doing? Such and such. Everybody in my church have my phone number.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, I try to dismiss that image. If I can get that image out of their mind and say, hey, you guys, if you can fall in love with God, respect your pastor. See, there's a difference between respect and praising that man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Respect that pastor, then we can really walk together.
Yeah.
Right?
I love that. How are you using social media to continue that journey that you're trying to perpetuate for your people, to give them that accessibility to you?
Man, social media has been one of my greatest tools.
Wow.
So I've been able to see that the numbers of attendees at church physically in person, grow over since the pandemic, like astronomically. Right?
Really?
So we started off a prayer line Monday through Friday, and it was one of those inclinations that God said, you know, just wake up every morning for 30 minutes and talk to them and get them started for the day. Just think about everybody stuck at home, right? So just give them a place to breathe.
Yeah.
And so we started off like, you probably got like 45 people waking up with me in the morning, right? But that was like on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Wow. Okay.
That spread it across.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So you were really scraping them. And you were like, all right, come on in, everybody. You're back to those 3 people.
Yeah. You're like, hey, share this.
Yeah.
Hey, call your mom and tell her to get on. Like, I was like, call your auntie, your uncle, somebody. Get somebody.
You're shouting out everyone.
Man, look, I knew them
you're
by
like,
name.
hey, you got that guy on the side of the street. Bring him in.
I knew him by now. Like, Joe, you back today?
Okay.
Joe,
all right. Okay.
But we've seen that for the last 4 years go from that 45, 50 range to now over 3,000.
Wow.
So every morning you got about 1,500, 1,800 people on Instagram and spread across YouTube, Facebook, and the actual free conference call. You have another 2,000 or so people calling in and logging in. But not just seeing those numbers digitally, we've also been able to transfer those numbers digitally into attendees on Sunday morning.
Wow. That's incredible.
That's been the reward. You know what I mean, from social media. So if I never got paid from social media, which they you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Whether all of those things never benefited me, the real benefit is to see those people get saved. Now I gotta say this. So it'll be like on a Sunday, on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
That I'm about to get ready to get off the prayer line, and I say, you know, I really feel like somebody need to be saved. text this number, blah, 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 blah. 95 people get saved.
Wow.
On a Tuesday morning.
Wow.
I haven't opened the building
That's
to
not
a church.
Sunday. That's Tuesday.
I haven't opened the doors to the church.
Yeah.
We don't have no musicians.
Right.
I don't have no choir. I don't have no deacons, no ushers, no greeters, no security, no police detail outside.
Wow.
None of that. And 95 people got saved on a Tuesday.
Because I mean, I always thought that's like, people are getting swept up, by the fervor of it all.
Yeah.
But, you're saying without all that, they are just
95
there. They're
people.
loyal followers that come right through and just immediately convert.
And so what my staff would do is they'll take that 95 and they'll call each and every one of them and pray with them.
Wow.
And ask them, do they want to belong to the church?
Yeah.
The primary goal is the salvation.
Yeah.
The second thing is, do you want to be a part of our ministry?
Right.
95 people on a Tuesday, man, that is ridiculous.
That's crazy.
But that's the benefit of social media.
Yeah.
I don't have to wait until Sunday and Wednesday to get you in front of me to say, do you want to be saved today? Right?
Yeah.
95 people.
Wow. Well, I mean, I got to ask because, everyone else is probably wondering, how did you get these people to even watch you? Like, what were you doing, on social media to make this magic happen?
I didn't start the live with a script. I didn't sound like it. Hey, praise the Lord, everybody.
Praise him. Praise him. Right.
I didn't start like, hey, how y'all doing?
Yeah.
The Bible said, come on, everybody stand. The Bible said in Habakkuk chapter number 3.
All right.
And the word, it wasn't stoic. It wasn't programmed.
Yeah.
It wasn't, it's not so deep philosophically that people like, man, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, man. And then the other thing was that, we wasn't like all the other people that's on social media asking for money.
Right.
Everybody got to sow a seed. And stuff. So when I get on there, man, my shirt collar be like this every now and then. And I be on there like, yeah, good morning, everybody.
Yeah, you're right there with them.
Yeah.
They see themselves.
Exactly. And some days if I oversleep, right, and I wake up the next morning like, I ain't come on yesterday because I overslept. They're like, oh, for real?
Yeah.
But what it did was it grabbed them so to say, no, we all gonna walk through this together.
Yeah.
To allow them to lower their defense mechanisms and being able to tune in. And then I just started talking about some of the real issues that everybody was dealing with: betrayal, patience. Do I wait on God? Do I go ahead of God? It can take one scripture, man, and I just be talking about it and get them to interact. Wow. Y'all put some fire emojis in the chat. Come on, put this in the chat. No, put that. Wait one second. Where you logging on from?
I love that.
So
it's like you're doing real time engagement. You're really connecting with them right there.
Correct.
I mean, you're talking about things that so many marketers only dreamed of doing. And here you are thriving in it.
Listen, to be honest with you, I log off. Wouldn't look at no insights.
Yeah.
Right. And then one of my guy Johnny will be like, Pastor, you really need to pay attention to these insights. I like, oh, okay, cool. So I go back and see like 6,000 comments.
Wow.
It's like, man, who had that many fingers?
Yeah.
Doing that.
I got 10. I don't like. What am I doing here?
God,
you got 10 phones. You going up all at the same time?
Fire emojis can be put in the comment section. But I'll tell you this, man. I was so focused on just extinguishing what I was supposed to extinguish. I wasn't even paying attention to the engagement. I wasn't looking at numbers. People are sending me like screenshots, circle the number, like, oh, we hit 2,000 this month. I like, oh, for real?
Yeah.
Here's two things. Number one, at first I had everybody combined. So whatever we was broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube was also broadcasting that on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But I discovered Instagram got mad.
Oh, really?
So the numbers dropped, right?
What happened?
So I go and I say, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
I say, I know what it is. Y'all want y'all own live. So what we produce through the camera to Facebook and YouTube, and we put the scripture up there and all that kind of stuff, I have to go live on Instagram with my phone so they can have their own stuff.
Their own thing.
Yeah, they wanted their own thing, right?
That's important.
Exactly. So when I discovered that, I was like, okay, they want their own stuff.
Yeah.
The other thing was, I really didn't know. Like you said, a lot of, people really wish I really didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And so my staff, when I got to church one day, it was like, for a staff meeting, it was like, Pastor, you do know you have the highest number as it relates to preachers going on live in the mornings. I was like, nah. Because I was under the impression that everybody just be on everybody live. Right?
No.
It was like, nah. So what I did was intentionally, the next day, when I go live and other preachers around the country go live, and I go on, they like 200 people, 300 people. I'm like, oh, they telling the truth. Oh, they serious. But then I start really paying attention to analytics, insights, and we start doing like hard analytics on the page and find out where people are and how to appeal to those different artists.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because it's like, you're saying the advice that I think a lot of people just want to have, which is basically, you're just doing it because that's the right thing to do. That's what you need to do. And a lot of people just are trying to do it for like a job, trying to do it for work. They put too much emphasis on it.
Yeah.
And you just like have
for the
fun
love
with it.
of it. I really, honestly, man, I was waking up after that like, oh, they really wake up every morning to pray.
Oh, they're really doing it. Oh, that's one of the things. Like I didn't know. I just say that on Sunday. I don't know if they're actually doing it. It's
but,
like, okay.
But to see, listen. During the pandemic, we had doctors, lawyers, judges, council persons. When I see them in these different meetings, they're like, the prayer line was good this morning. I'm like, okay.
All right. You keep telling me.
Exactly.
I'll keep going.
So the more and more that I was, that I'm in it, the more and more I really consider. But you never know who's watching.
Right.
Because the names, I don't see the names because they be coming in fast.
Yeah.
I don't see the names. And then a lot of them had them Instagram, Facebook names that you don't. I don't know who it is anyway. Like triple OG ... 215.
Super Cereal Man 456. It's like, all right, I love cereal.
And even
some people love cereal. I love milk. That's what I'm saying.
Even when you find out who it is, they might change their name tomorrow. Like, Superfly. Like, what's going on?
It's hard to keep track.
So I'll do all that, but. To hear them interact when you go in public, it's a beautiful thing, man.
I love that. Well, awesome. Well, I think now's the time for us to transition to our super special secret segment.
Oh, secret segment.
It's a special segment we got here. All right. So, we thought we'd, spice this one up a little bit since you are a pastor and all.
Hallelujah.
That's right. So we have a segment here, and this is going to be called What Would Jesus Do? So now we got some scenarios for you here.
All right.
And we want to know from your perspective, what would Jesus do? These are going to be related to marketing.
Now I need you to pray for me, dude.
All right. That's all I'll take a prayer. Okay, great. All right. So now Pastor Everett, we see it all over the internet. But, what would Jesus use as a clickbait title to spread his message?
Grace.
Grace, give me some more words. Give me. This is clickbait. It's going on the internet. It's going on the internet. You got to catch it. You got to grip them. You got to grip these people You got to grip them at the, right at the precipice. We're taking them to church right now.
Oh, hallelujah.
That's right.
Grace to grow.
Grace to grow. I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
You got that alliteration going in there.
Yeah, you heard that.
God gives grace to grow. Something like that.
Yeah.
There we go. We keep going.
I'm about to start rapping. But
that's right. All right. All right. I'll give you a beat. I'm a beatboxer. All right. Okay. Next one. Mm-hmm. So, what influencers or brands, we're talking influencer partnerships here, what influencers or brands would Jesus collaborate with to broaden his reach?
I don't know if this controversial or not, but I think he'd have did. I really believe Jesus would have did a collaboration with Kanye.
Oh, that's who I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, to just get in deep, that's the most controversial. But you think about it, that's where he would go. That's where he would go.
Controversial.
Yeah.
But if you really paid attention to his CD, you really paid attention to how he put it out there.
Yeah.
Even though it was controversial, his behaviors.
Yeah.
Which speaks about us, but it's Bible. The Bible said. He hate the sins, but he loved the sinner.
Exactly. I was going to say, if you read the gospel, he's no stranger to controversy.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
So there you go.
The woman
that's
caught
right. That's
in adultery. And he said, he who without sin cast the first stone.
That's right.
And everybody dropped their stones.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
All right.
All right. I love it. You're nailing these. All right. Next one. Controversy marketing. So some brands stir the pot. We kind of already talked about this, I guess, but because you came in strong with that one. But some brands stir the pot to get people talking. Mm-hmm. What would Jesus use? What controversy would Jesus use to get his message across?
That same storyline, man, about the woman caught in adultery. I think that's the most controversial one when he writes in the stand, he who without sin cast the first stone, and it was about to stone the woman. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was about to stone the woman. I think really Jesus probably wanted to know who caught the woman in adultery.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I wonder what's a modern person that what's like the modern adultery story right now that everyone's talking about. I feel like that's when we gotta.
We got a couple of them.
Anybody got that? Anybody know that?
You got a lot of them out there, but
like, is there like a famous celebrity? I mean, you could go back to Kanye with Kanye and Kim, and talk about that.
Right. That one. You got a couple of them out there.
Yeah, there's with the what was that SpongeBob guy and the guy. There's a guy that was SpongeBob in the SpongeBob musical, and he was with Ariana Grande, I think.
Oh wow!
And she was with him for a brief moment, and then ditched him right after.
That one.
He had a wife and a child and left him for her. And then
you go to a big one, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Oh yeah, duh. That's the most classic one there is. Yeah, man, that's a good one. All right, there we go.
Man. You got a lot of them out there.
I love it. Okay, last one. So FOMO marketing. So creating a fear of missing out is a common tactic. Like you don't want to miss out. But what would Jesus employ to provide FOMO to people to follow him?
Man, that's a tough one. What you think? And give it to me, and I'll steal it. Just come on, give it to me, and I'm gonna steal it.
Let's see. I think when it comes to FOMO these days, like especially to the people, I think we're thinking like something like about as far as like maybe it's something to do with like marketing and being able to. A lot of people want to be a part of the next big trend. So whether it's like looking good, feeling good, like I feel like. A lot of things like you're saying, like a lot of people want to be their best versions of themselves. Yeah. And so I wonder.
So let me add this, and I asked you to answer that so I can come on the other
there
side.
We go. I like it.
I could just.
Yeah, I like it. Keep those wheels rolling.
No, I just want to get on this side and give you what Jesus actually would do.
Okay.
And that is
awesome.
He would go in the total opposite direction of trying to equip them for the next trend. He would dismissify the trend to get them to fall in love and find out about themselves more than following culture.
Yeah, right? You don't need the trends.
Correct.
You need what's inside.
Correct. So first. he'll go on the other side of the road and say, "Now I don't want to give you more tools to destroy yourself," right? So he'll say things like, "Take no thought for your life. Tomorrow is in my hand.
Yeah.
You only have today.
Right.
I take care of the lilies on the field and the doves and all these type of lilies and stuff like that. They here today and gone tomorrow." So he was really trying to get the marginalized to realize those things that y'all concerned about is not really a concern.
Yeah, that's interesting. So he would use Jordans as a way to get people to talk about you don't need these. This trend, whatever it is, you don't need that trend. But he would use the trend to reel them in.
Correct.
And then to say and then throw it away.
Correct. And he'll show up with some Payless.
That's a good one.
He'll show up with some Payless shoes on.
Yeah, that's right. He creates the new trend, which is no trend.
Correct.
Oh, now we're getting meta over here. All right. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Pastor, for coming on with us. Where can people find you on their social channels?
Oh, man. So on Instagram is Pastor Everett.
Pastor Everett.
Okay. Twitter is the same thing, Pastor Everett. Facebook is Jonathan Everett. And YouTube, it is J. Everett Ministries.
Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Pastor Everett, for being on board with us. And we'll see you all in the next one. This has been Make Marketing Make Sense, brought to you by Comfystone. If you need video content for social media, your website, or email marketing, hit up Comfystone at comfystone.com and follow Comfystone on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.